So hey everybody, you will never guess where I am. A house party with jazz musicians, wine and food, and here are our hosts, Harry and Linda George. Thank you for having me. This is brilliant, and they've had 50 of these. Tell me how this started, how you got to know all these musicians, and just have these, why do you have these brilliant parties?
Well, we have them because I spent 15 years in Chicago before living here, and I am used to having good jazz at my fingertips. When we moved to Evansville, there weren't very many venues, but we found out pretty shortly thereafter how many great jazz musicians there are.
Really a lot.
Yes, there are tons here, and so we decided, we went to a cabin concert for folk music, and while we were sitting there, we both looked at each other and said, we can do this for jazz. And it took us about 6 months to work up the courage. And
we counted the chairs that we had and figured we could have that many people.
And we started it in 2007.
March of 2007 was our very
first one. The first one went very well, so we had a second. And the second went very well, so we had a third. And it's now 50 concerts later.
And we kept adding chairs and meeting new people, and have developed a wonderful base of friends and musicians who are all just top-notch, and we've been having a great time ever since 2007.
And this was my first time here, and I'm telling you, you're missing out. This was a beautiful party, and Linda says that she has the gift of hospitality. Trust me when I say she really does. Now, Kim, who was playing today? You had pianist, string bass, a drummer with brushes. Who were they?
Well, Marty Campfield, the drummer, is an Evansville native, and he's a jazz drummer in Florida, because that's what his job is. A couple, Jerry and Gloria Glory used to host a jam session for Marty
whenever
he came home, so that he could get to see all his musician friends. Jim Ryan, the piano player, they met 40 years ago on a gig in Evansville. Last year they brought one of Chicago's leading bass players, Nick Schneider, with them. And he just had a great time, so he's back this year.
So what do you say to people in Evansville that don't know there's a jazz scene, are looking for it? Where do they look, besides meeting you two, because this is my first time.
And where the heck have you been?
Yeah, that's how I feel. Where have you been? So where do they find, how do they plug into all of this wonderful jazz talent?
If you listen to WUEV and get in touch with Paul Mattingly, he'll get you connected. Or you can send us an email, which is hdgeorgejr@aol.com, and we'll put you on the email list.
And you want to be on that list, trust me.
We have over 400 now on our list, and today we have, I think, 65 here, which is basically our capacity, but we have had as many as 74, which was last one. It's very crowded, it's an intimate setting, it's a great time, great music, phenomenal music.
Yeah,
and she's being all classy, but like she is,
and we have a lot of fun.
I want those so hard. She's just as ridiculous as I am, so you really have
Maybe
to
not,
beat her down.
but
yeah.
close.
It's a good thing. Ridiculous in a really fun way.
Yes, we have a lot of fun.
Yes, and I have too, and thank you for having us. I mean, I want to come back. I really am kind of disappointed that I hadn't met you before now, but now I'm so happy I did. And just so you know, the music was incredibly brilliant. I don't think I've ever heard jazz like that in a setting like this, outside of maybe a theater, but right here in a home, grand piano, the whole 9 yards. Thank you for having us.
Oh, you're
Well, you're very welcome. Thank you for being here.